Oh hey guys, it's coffee time. Fantabulous. Yes! So my story for today is not about the day that I just had, although the day that I just had was fun. But last night, so Erin Lee came over, and Ro and Joe and I, and Erin, the four of us decided we're gonna work out. Originally it was Erin and Ro were gonna work out, and then Joe was like, oh, I'll join in, and then Ro was like, hey, you wanna join us? And I was like, okay. So I like grudgingly put on all my clothes and I was like, no, this is good. This is good. It's always easier to exercise with friends because you can make fun of it, especially since I knew that they were going to be doing the Cillian Murphy 6-pack in 6 weeks CD, DVD, video thingy, which I just knew from watching enough Biggest Loser in my life. I knew that this was going to be something extra special. And I had been warned ahead of time. Erin Lee had told us that Cillian Murphy in this video tries to be like the cool trainer who can rib you a little bit but you still love her, and she just comes across as being super mean. So we were like, ah. So the entire video you wind up just yelling at her and being like, you shut up, Cillian. You stop talking. It was a pretty good workout though. Not too long, but still pushed you a little bit. One of the things, the like side planking thing where you rest on one arm and you basically like pretend this is my arm. You basically make your body like this and then you lift one of your legs up. My entire arm at that point in the workout was shaking so bad that my whole body was doing this, and Erin could not stop laughing. She thought it was the funniest thing ever. And so I had to come up with a different, whenever that part came up in the cycle, I had to come up with a different exercise. But I'm so sore, my abs and everything, everything whenever I move has been like, but moving is good to make it less that way. When you're sore, typically if you just, you know, like gently move around, it helps in general. But anyway, so on to the great part of that night. So we finished up, and we were like, Cillian! And then we decided that we should go for a walk because it was super hot in the house. Joe was like, I'm gonna stay, so you guys have fun. We were like, okay, we will. So we go outside, and we're like, well, let's just go around the block. It was dark at this point. We're like, let's just go around the block. That'll be a nice, just short walk, and we'll get the breeze and everything. So we start walking, and we've all got our water bottles. We're walking, having a great old time, talking about nonsense, and then we see a kitten. Like 2 houses down. There's like this, one of our neighbors has like a big old trailer and like his own like little junkyard basically. So there's this little kitten who was like, bleh, was looking at us, and we were like, kitten! So we kept walking, and he was like kind of following us along the fence, and we were like, and there was a big hole in the fence near the end. So we went, hello, and we sat down for a while. And eventually he like came pretty close. We were like, come here! And he came a little bit closer. And we were like, come here! And then Ro took the little cap off of her water bottle and poured some water in it. Was like, you want some water? And he went for it. He was like, water! And went for it and drank like so much water. We were like, have you drank water in a while? Which, if nobody's giving it water, and it's like had a hard time of finding water, it's been really hot outside, so I would not be surprised that it would be really jonesing for some H2O. So, it like drank some water and let us pet it, and I was like, it's probably been handled by people before, because I used to foster feral kittens, so I was like, I feel like this cat is not feral, because it's pretty comfortable around people, and whoever owns this property, might be taking care of it, technically. But it didn't have a tag. So we're like squishing it and feeding it water, and then I go, ah! There's another kitten. There was another one who was like peering at us, and I was like, oh, second kitten. So, the first one was this orange, like, not overweight, but like decently sized tabby. Definitely still a kitten, but didn't look super thin at all. And then the other one, we finally like got it to come out. The other one was kind of like a gray striped one, and he was pretty thin and very cautious. Very cautious. We were out there for probably 40 minutes, and little gray tabby was not excited about us. He was like, and was like kind of pulling some of these and was hiding behind cars and then hiding behind trees and peering at us, and Ro kept trying to offer it water and it would start to go for it, and then the other cat, which we determined pretty early on was the butthead of the two, kept like running over and be like, water, and would take it or would bat it out of her hand, and she was like, really, cat, really? So we figured out a method where I would pick up Orange Tabby Cat and start scratching its tummy, and he'd be like, ah, and start purring, and then we'd get the other one to drink some water. So he was very cute. We were like, you're being a butthead. You need to let other kitty have some food because you're obviously hogging it all. And that's not fair. But he was so cute. The two of them were adorable. I was like, you want to come home with me? But they might belong to the dude who owns that trailer. I don't know. They're obviously, at the very least, they weren't aggressive toward us at all. They never hissed. They never attacked us. They played with us a little bit. We even got Tiny Gray One to play with us a little. Orange One played with us a lot, and I think scratched all of us once at least. And we were like, no, you don't play with hands. You don't play with hands, you only play with a stick. And so when he would hurt our hands, we'd drop it and then stop playing with him, and he'd be like, and then we'd pick it up again and be like, boop, boop. Oh, they were so cute though, but they did not like cars. Every time a car went by, they hid. We were like, oh. It was so adorable. We were out there for so long. I felt so connected with them. And then we pulled the thing when we finally got up to leave, and we were like, bye, kitties. I figured I'd go back there today and see if I saw them. I'd try to give them like a for reals thing of water and maybe some tuna, but I didn't see them. So I was like, oh. But we did the thing that you always see in movies where, like, you know, a person and an animal have, like, a connection, and then the animal follows them home. I know plenty of people that's happened to. I know that it's not just a movie thing. But we got up, and we were like, all right, bye, kitties. And they were like, oh. And we started to walk away, and we all kept, like, looking behind us, like, are they gonna follow us? Is this gonna be the moment where we turn around and we're like, oh, they're meant to be ours? It never happened. They were like, alright, well, we're bored with you, and then went back under the trailer. We were like, ah. But we got to have some fun times with kittens. They were very adorable. Yeah. People always ask me, because, I don't know, I don't understand why there's such a dogs versus cats thing in the world. I guess because they're the most prominent pets overall, but whenever I talk about cats and people are like, oh, well, I'm more of a dog person. I'm like, I'm not more of either, really. I love dogs, specifically big dogs. I'm really big into dogs. But I also love cats. I feel like they're way too different for me to say I love one more than the other as a pet. They're so different. Like, one is obviously more high maintenance than the other, but one is obviously more attentive to you than the other. So it's, you know, and like JonTron and I were talking about birds versus lizards. I was like, lizards do not give anything about you. Like, they'll get used to certain habits. Like, you can put them on your shoulder over and over again, and eventually they'll be like, guess I'm staying here. They'll just like, be like, alright, well, this is happening, and then you just walk around a lot, and they're like, I guess I'm just gonna hang out here, okay. I love lizards, by the way. Lizards are one of my favorite pets ever. And he was saying that, you know, birds, or at least his bird right now, if he knows that I remember the name of it, he's gonna give me so much cred. Green cheek conure, I think is what they're called. I was saying that for the most part I don't remember the difference between birds, and he got super offended. Green cheek conure, is that what they're called? I think that's what they're called. Yeah, that's them. That's them, look at thems. They cute. That's what JonTron has. But he loves birds, absolutely loves birds, but he was saying that Jacques is always up in his business, is always like, what's going on? Like, constantly. And it seems like specifically green cheek conures are like, all about you. They can get very attached to you and be like, where'd you go? I was so lonely. Like, dude, lizards can be like, oh, are you still alive? Or even better, oh, who are you? Like, every time. You're just like, don't worry about it, bro. Second you hit my shoulder, you'll be like, oh, this feels familiar. Okay, I'll deal with this. I don't know, I just, pets in general. I can't compare pets on a do I like them more or less level, really. I love all types of pets in different ways. I've never had a bird, but I've taken care of birds, and they're so quirky. And I've had plenty of lizards, I've had rats, I've had dogs and cats, and just, I don't know, animals in general. Animals are awesome. But yeah, those kittens were so cute. I hope they're okay. I mentioned it at work today and somebody was like, oh, they're probably dead. And I was like, I hate you. I hate it when people say that. I'm always like, ah, I hate that that gets to me. Oh, well. Anywho, that was my day. Well, that was my evening, and then my day today was just, you know, generally nice. So, I hope that you guys had a good day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow about something. So we'll see what in the future. Okay, bye-bye. Mwah.